Hello and welcome to the Eureka Centre for this presentation evening. My name is Chloe. I would like to acknowledge that we are located on traditional land of the Wadawurrung people and honour and pay my respects to their elders past, present and emerging, and extend this respect to any other Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander people who may be present. I would like to welcome Mayor Daniel Maloney, Councillor Belinda Coates, Councillor Samantha McIntosh, the council managers and our audience. The Youth Ambassador program, formerly known as Youth Council, is managed by the Youth Services team and is made up of young people who are passionate about being involved in their community. Our role as ambassadors is to advocate for young people, to inform council and community planning and develop a joint youth-led community impact project or campaign. Throughout the year, we are presented with the opportunity to develop skills in areas such as project management, cultural competency, and media and communication, and have opportunities to develop our leadership skills and community networks. Over the past 3 weeks, we have been here at the Eureka Centre, participating in a series of workshops exploring Australia's democratic foundations and the idea of active citizenship. We have been introduced to public speaking, have analysed persuasive techniques and created persuasive arguments. Today, we will be presenting several speeches to you that detail an issue that we have identified affects young people in Ballarat and a potential community impact project that we could run to advocate for this issue. At the end of this session, we look forward to hearing feedback from the councillors present on our campaigns and the skills we have been developing in public speaking and persuasive writing. I would like to invite Brodie, Navash, Jay and Anushka to present the first of tonight's speeches.
All right. Good evening, everyone. I'd just like to say thank you to Mayor Daniel Maloney, Councillor Samantha McIntosh and Councillor Belinda Coates for coming here tonight. To also extend thanks out to everybody else who made time to come see us, listen to our thoughts and feelings. My name's Brodie. This is Navash, Jay and Anushka, and we're here to represent the YOUnite project. Currently in Ballarat, we have a serious issue of bullying amongst our youth. 1 in 5 students between Year 7 and Year 10 experience severe, prolonged or repeated bullying over the past year, and 85% of all students report to witnessing bullying under those same circumstances. These statistics rise significantly for people of colour, in which 33% of students report discriminatory or bullying, and 93% when students are queer. In a time where we're already dealing with so much around the world, with an ongoing global pandemic, with unrest amongst much of the world, and other issues revolving around social justice and human rights, we are at a part where we need to be coming together, and still we are separated by bullying and hostile behaviour. We are so tired already. We are so stressed out, and we do not need to be making it worse for ourselves by bullying and discriminatory behaviour. I'm going to pass over to Navash now.
This is why our proposed solution is YOUnite, a festival that empowers us to connect through a shared goal of preventing negative treatment among young people in our community. YOUnite will be held in spring and will contain a range of activities such as an anti-bullying pact, music programs, discussions on key topics, and many more fun things, actively focusing on bullying and discrimination. YOUnite would create a supportive community of young people. YOUnite would provide resources to support victims of malicious behaviour. YOUnite would give young people the opportunity to find justice against bullying and discrimination.
As a founder of YOUnite, I know for sure that many youths will need this festival to empower themselves. There are no active anti-bullying/discrimination initiatives like this yet. YOUnite will be the first in Ballarat to advise affected youth about how to deal with negative treatment. One day, I got an Easter egg in class for having the best discipline. I got put in a headlock for 5 minutes for apparently being a nerd. We can upstand against this treatment. YOUnite will create a brighter, safer paradise in the community. YOUnite shall unite us all. We are one, but we are many. Let's put that verse into play and eliminate all negative treatment for once and for all with YOUnite.
We envision a future where young people feel safe and protected no matter who they are or what they believe in. Why should we ignore the eminent problem that continually affects young people every day, every minute, and every second? Instead, let's spread kindness, positivity, and harmony through Ballarat using this anti-bullying approach, YOUnite. We must work side by side and take action against bullying and discrimination, as there has never before been an initiative quite like this in Ballarat. Let's take a stand, let's come together, and let's unite. Thank you to the YOUnite group for their fantastic project idea. Please welcome our next speakers, Gabe, Cooper, Lucy, and Argy.
As a young person with disability, I am very concerned about the lack of education regarding neurodiversity and disability. The lack of resources for the neurotypical to learn about the neurodiverse is a real concern to our group. According to the City of Ballarat Disability Advisory Committee, there are approximately 20,000 people in Ballarat. That's 20% of our population who live with disability. Don't you think that we have a responsibility to those 20,000 individuals to make a difference?
As young people in Ballarat, we are concerned about young people's knowledge on neurodiverse issues in Ballarat. We could change that quickly and easily by doing the Harmony Project. It means that we could make quick videos enticing young people to watch and learn about the disabled and neurodiverse community. Lately, I've been seeing at my school there has been lots of bullying and discrimination against neurodiverse and disabled people. We believe that the Ballarat community would benefit from educating young people on these issues by creating videos that young people are heavily attracted to.
A project actively educating Ballarat's youth on neurodiverse and disabled issues would undoubtedly benefit every single Ballarat resident, no matter age, current knowledge, or ability. Our community is struggling. Half of Ballarat's disabled youth who responded to the youth survey reported being discriminated against because of the perpetrator's ableist views. In 2016, the City of Ballarat reported that at least 626 residents aged 12 to 24 had a disability that required assistance from others. I cannot tell you any statistics regarding Ballarat's neurodiverse population, as there is very little information available to the general population, reflecting our community's current state. Existing and functioning in a positive way in society when not understood and accepted is impossible. A video is the most stimulating, enticing, and accessible format available to young people in this age. Information displayed using bright visual and auditory imagery is the primary way in which our generation learns when not taught in schools. How are young people meant to thrive together when we are so strongly separated by these diversities? Educating our youth on neurodiverse and disabled issues is the only way to ensure that our future generations will thrive together.
We, as active members of the Ballarat community, can see an inclusive future where people with disabilities and the neurodiverse are seen as normal people and not just a condition. We can see a future where people are not discriminated against purely just because some people lack general knowledge. We can see a future where all people have the accommodations they require without needing to ask for them. Leading on with the idea that leading on with that idea, as Lucy previously mentioned, statistics show that several people in our community have advocated for an increase on accessible accommodations to benefit people with disabilities and the neurodiverse community. Ultimately, we must take a stand against the intolerance and harassment the neurodiverse people and people with disabilities face on a daily basis. Thank you.
Thank you so much to the Harmony Project group for their innovative ideas about bringing Ballarat together, especially those with a disability or who aren't neurotypical. It certainly bridges a gap that is present in our community and is something that needs to be addressed that has been identified by these young people. Through our work as youth ambassadors, this is part of our key message and key promise to the community, that we will continue to strive to find ways to make the community best for the youth of Ballarat and to benefit them the most. I would now like to welcome our next speakers, Thora, Manna and Bailey.
Hi, my name's AJ. I also go by Thora. Thank you all for being here. The team is here to represent the Bridge Project, targeting exploitation in the workplace. Abuse, discrimination, inequality, injustice. These harsh terms describe nothing with greater accuracy than the predatory behaviour faced by too many of Australia's youth braving the workforce, often for their first time. It is well known that first impressions easily make a lasting impact on our perceptions of experiences. And for a nation of and by its working class, we, as a community, must not let the experience of, according to Australia unions, our most vulnerable workers, that being young people, be one of harassment, bullying, and exploitative behaviour. A monstrous 74% of Australia's youth reported some form of exploitative experience in the workplace in a study conducted by Griffith University. This exploitative behaviour includes, but is not limited to, economic, verbal, sexual, and physical abuse. These experiences are also specific to the community we call home, none other than the Great Ballarat, where 10% of youth in 2021 reported insecure work in a Ballarat Youth Services youth survey. We believe that the Great Ballarat can do better and can become greater. I am proud to be part of a team passionate about doing more to make Ballarat greater, doing more to combat workplace exploitation for our community's valuable youth. Whilst we may not have the time or resources to end exploitation in and of itself, what we will do is provide a bridge between young people and those with the capability to support their diverse needs. Unions are a source of hope for vulnerable workers. According to the ABS, union members earn an average of 38% more than non-members. This is known as the union wage premium and entails just a snippet of the enormous increase to security and safety unions can provide. Something our team can provide is a link, a bridge, accessible promotion of safety through unions. Introducing the Bridge Project, a simple and achievable idea to put a business card with a QR code linking to hope and safety of Australia unions and the Fair Work Commission in the pockets of Ballarat's youth. This beacon of hope would achieve awareness and accessibility to a service expertly designed to combat and defeat predatory behaviour in the workplace, giving Ballarat's young workers a positive experience and perception of our hometown's essential workforce.
Our project benefits those in our community who are most at risk of exploitation in the workplace. Around Ballarat in 2016, there were 3,300 people in the labour force between the ages of 15 and 19. 14% were full-time and 62% were part-time. In our community, many first-time employees have little to no knowledge on their workplace rights. Think about those who have nowhere to go. Think about how many could benefit from this card. Think about the impact we can have. This card can and will help the people around us, like our friends, family, and workmates. Do you really want to skip out on this opportunity of helping hundreds?
There are young people out there who are struggling, bleeding on the account of unsafe and discriminative workplaces they are expected to be in. If there was ever a bridge to help the youth of Ballarat in their struggle, it is what we propose to you now. It is outrageous that the youth go to work to do good for our society to then be confronted by the indignity and scandal of unsafe, exploitive workplaces. It is a part of your responsibility as leaders of our city to ensure that the youth of Ballarat are working in a safe environment, because we know, for if we didn't, we wouldn't be standing here today, that the employers keeping these workers unsafe will do nothing to help. I urge you all to step up to the plate, step into the shoes of the young people experiencing this, and build a bridge for our youth. Thank you.
Thank you to the Bridge Project for spreading your incredible ideas about activism in the workplace. As someone who will be entering the workforce for the very first time in a year or so, it is definitely important to me that I know how much I am meant to be paid, the conditions that I should be entitled to work in, and the hours that are safe and that should be required for me to work. Having projects like the Bridge Project helping light the way to a brighter future helps empower young people to use their voice and to take action against unfair treatment in places where there is a power imbalance. Please give a warm welcome to our final speakers, V, Thomas, and Danya.
As a young person in Ballarat, I am able to envision that we can improve the world of ours and future generations to come. Our project, Rejuvenating Sustainability, will introduce an opportunity for schools to teach and empower youth to recycle in the correct ways. There is a glaring issue with our ability to recycle. In Ballarat alone, environment and climate change are amongst the top 3 issues concerning us. If we want change, it is up to us to make that happen. This project is a way we can create change for the community we will grow up in.
Our solution to this lack of awareness and of the recycling and other environmental issues is the creation of sustainability committees and groups throughout the schools in Ballarat. To do so, our project will provide a kit containing plans, guides, agendas, videos, and other relevant educational information to teach students on how to start and administer their own groups. At these groups, students can discuss the current climate situation and other environmental issues affecting their community and their school community at large. Moreover, they can come up with strategies to improve recycling, propose sustainable building practices, and write up social media blog posts to actively engage with these big ideas. Furthermore, we can provide opportunities to volunteer at local environmental groups, such as Food is Free, in order to increase young people's engagement with Ballarat's ongoing climate action. As a result, we can offer young people a platform to share and implement their ideas, increase sustainability practices and awareness in order to ultimately tackle the impending issue of climate change. We firmly believe that our project, Rejuvenating Sustainability, will revolutionize environmental education, and make a positive impact on our local community. Regarding the issue of climate change, one of the biggest impending issues facing our future, with many protesters marching through the streets of Ballarat, we believe that we can make a difference by providing passionate young people opportunities to make the school community more renewable and more carbon neutral, while also improving climate awareness in order to encourage our next generation to engage with climate action. While independent climate groups do exist in Ballarat, there is a glaring lack of any student-led groups in our schools. That's why I think it is the perfect opportunity for us to step in, promote youth advocacy, and make a difference on climate education. Together, we can make a difference.
Imagine a community where people know how to recycle correctly. Imagine a Ballarat where people are educated on this. Imagine an Australia where our precious country is safe from climate change. People in Ballarat believe that climate change needs to be addressed. According to a 2021 survey, 38% of the Ballarat community believes that the environment and climate change are some of the most important issues. That's why we need a project that educates people on sustainability and recycling. I myself don't know much about recycling and am constantly questioning, is this in the right spot? We propose a project, Rejuvenating Sustainability, in which schools are encouraged to form committees that increase awareness about climate change. This means that our youth will be educated on sustainability and recycling and will be able to tackle climate change. Overall, climate change is an issue that must be stopped. It's destructive, it's problematic, and it's detrimental. Don't you want to live in a community that is safe from climate change? We do.
Thank you so much for that, the Rejuvenating Sustainability Group. We definitely all want to live in a community that is free from climate change and the negative effects it has, which are detrimental and can even be seen in our own gardens and waterways. From a shift in a couple of degrees in the summer to dipping down into the minuses in winter, it affects everyone, no matter where you are or who you are. Thank you to all the groups who presented their innovative ideas and initiatives. I would now like to hand over to the councillors so they can give us their feedback. That concludes our presentation today. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for coming, and we hope that you have learned something about the interests and the perspective of Ballarat youth.